I apologize for that. Technical difficulties, as always. They never want you all to get the deep jewels. But like I said, peace and wisdom. Hopefully, everyone's well. Today, I want to explain a very deep thing. Of course, you all see the title. What does it mean to be awakened? Now, of course, in today's times, everyone's a genius, everyone's wise and awakened. But on a real note, of course, that's the furthest thing from the truth. And so, I want to explain what it is to be awakened. And in order for you all to grasp, first we have to discuss aware, conscious, and awake. Most people will view those three words as the same: conscious, awake, and aware. Write it down: aware, awake, and conscious. Now, those three words are not the same, meaning they don't describe the same thing. You have to understand those three words accurately in order to grasp what it is to be awakened. Now, let's start with awareness, or aware, and awake. Awareness is what we are, meaning we're a witness of the conscious, a presence, and awareness. But you can be aware and not awake, meaning aware and awake is not the same thing. To give you an example, when you go into a dream, you're aware that you're there, but you're not awake. I'm saying that so you can grasp there's a difference between aware and awake. Similar, a small line separating the two, but if you've ever had a dream, which I'm sure everybody has, when you're dreaming, you're aware. You're aware of the happenings. You're aware that you're there. You may even remember it. But all those happenings happened and you weren't awake. So use that to grasp how awareness or aware and awake are separate. They're two different things. You can be aware and not necessarily awake. Now, let's go to conscious, because most people view themselves as conscious. We are not conscious. We are aware, or we're an awareness. We're not the consciousness, or conscious. Consciousness or conscious is a place, and we come into consciousness. You become conscious. You're not conscious. If you're lost, when you come into a dream, the dream is conscious and you come into it. Same with physical life. Physical life is a place, a conscious, and you come into it, or you become aware of it when you come into it. No different than dream. It's a conscious, a place, and you come into it. And you become aware that you're there, but you're bound under the conscious, which is a place. Now, I'm not saying dream and physical, life, those two places. Of course, there's many dream places and many places in the physical, but you get it? I'm not saying those are the only places or the only consciousness, but I'm making a point so you grasp conscious is not a person. We're not conscious, we come into conscious. Consciousness is a place. So this physical life that we're in is a conscious that we come into. Of course, we wake up from unconsciousness and we come into either the physical or one of the dream conscious. But however you cut it, do you get my point? Consciousness is separate from us. Use dream as an example. When you're dreaming, you're aware you're there, meaning when you're dreaming, you come into the dream, which is a place, or a conscious. And you're aware you're there, but you have no control over what happens, what you do. You're kind of just there for the ride. This is the important part. Pay attention. Like I said, when you come into dream, you're aware that you're there, but you have no control. It's almost like you're under the control of the conscious. When I say the conscious, we're speaking of the place, which is a conscious that you've come into. So think of any dream you've ever had. You came into that conscious. It's a place. And you, as the awareness there, were bound or controlled by the place, which is a conscious. In that, when you're in the dream, do you get my point? You fall off something high in a dream. You never hit the floor, but let's say 5 seconds later, you're walking down the block now. And you know in your mind, hold on, that don't make no sense. I was just falling off the roof. And now I'm strolling down the block. Do you get my... You know how dreams be strange. And while you're aware, meaning while you're in the dream, sometimes you're thinking to yourself like, that's strange. But not enough for you to say, hold on. Something ain't right here. You get it? You never become awakened or aware to that level where you stop the happenings and say, hold on, this is strange. You kind of just under the control of the conscious. Now, when you come into the physical world or life, which is a place, a conscious, it's the same. Meaning, y'all are bound under the conscious of the place. We speaking of you as an awareness. So right now, you're physically awake or you're in physical life right now. And you're aware that you're here. And you're aware that I'm speaking to you. But you're not awake. Now, most of you guys, yes, I am. No, you're not. You're bound under the conscious or controlled by the conscious, which is the place. No different than you are in dream. Dream is not as strong or as fixed as the physical. So you have many different levels of conscious. These levels of consciousness are places. Higher the level, the more real, let's say. So let's say dream is a level of conscious beneath what we call physical life, in that it's not as fixed or as real seeming to us. But do you get my point? It's a place, it's a consciousness, we come into it. Now, when you come into the conscious, no matter the level, you as an awareness are bound or controlled by the conscious, which is the place. Now, let's use physical life as an example. Because most of you guys will say, no, I'm more than aware. I'm not under control of physical life. Watch. I'ma prove that y'all are controlled, are bound to the consciousness of this place. And you can't go up. You can't go beyond it. You can, but then it'll glitch. It's just like in a dream. If you say, hold on, something isn't right here. Why are y'all all just walking and you get it? Acting like this ain't strange. I just fell off this roof. Now I'm walking down the block with y'all. Nobody seen that? Imagine if you did that in a dream. Then you get my point. All the people would glitch. Like, you would basically have become awakened in the dream. Like, hold on. I'm more than aware now. I'm awake. This is weird. It's the same in the physical. Watch this. Let's say you're a Christian, right? I tell you, Jesus is the wrong name. The original Hebrew name is not Jesus. If your religion or your belief is in the wrong name, then you believe in the wrong thing. Meaning if you're using the wrong name, then your religion or your belief is in the wrong thing or in the wrong name, because that's all y'all have. Y'all have never sat down, shook y'all God's hand to know what he looks like. All y'all have a name. And all they had in the past, I'm sorry, it went out on my end. I'm having I'm not sure if I'm clear or not, but hopefully most of y'all are grasping. Like I said, y'all have rules and a whole bunch of stuff that y'all have to oblige to in these programmings. In that, when you become aware or awaken, you kind of notice like it's like a pet thing. Y'all come into these programmings and become pets or voices for the mind, which is the program. I don't want you to think there's one conscious in physical life that controls everybody, but the consciousness is made of many different programmings, and they all have the same purpose overall, you know, control. In that, y'all fall into these conscious, y'all are these programs, y'all argue with one another, meaning everybody falls into whatever program they do, and then the program followers start arguing with each other, and you get my point? Y'all never use y'all own conscious. Becoming wise is finding a program, finding Christianity, then leaving that for Islam, maybe leaving it to be a Hebrew, so on and so forth. Calling whichever one you choose right in whatever moment you choose it. This is following the ego, the pride. Again, y'all worship y'all own ego. Y'all hop and skip from programming to programming, and y'all call it true and right in any moment that you pick it. You don't hold self to being a flip-flopper. That's wrong. You say no, Christianity is true and right, and then when you leave it for Islam, you say Islam is true and right, and you get it? Always following and worshiping the ego. This is you making whatever choice you want and saying it's right when you make it. See how that works? That's your proof that everyone's controlled or bound under the conscious of the place that they're in. It's the same when we go in a dream. You're bound under that level of conscious. You can become awakened, like I said. When you're in dreams, sometimes things happen and you're like, this is strange. You may see someone that you know in a place that you don't. You see somebody from your neighborhood, but your dream is happening in Miami. So you're like, that's weird, but not weird enough for you to stop to dream. You just keep dreaming, or you keep, existing in the place like nothing happened, bound to the conscious. Awakened is when you get my point. You become aware of what I just explained. In regards to dream or physical life, I'm gonna let the waters calm down first. Becoming awakened, I'm assuming I'm loud enough now. Becoming awakened is becoming aware of what I just explained. How everyone's bound to, the place or the level of conscious of the place. Not just physically, but mentally as well. Of course, you can become awakened, but, well, that part lies with the self. So you can look at it like this. You're an awareness, and this awareness has levels to it. Or this awareness has levels of consciousness to it. But remember, conscious is a place. So this awareness that you are, it has levels of consciousness that it can come into and become aware of. Of course, the awareness that you are will be bound to the consciousness of the place. So use the dream example again, or the physical life ones that I gave you. But view it in that way. You're an awareness. This is a presence, a thing that can be aware or unaware. When I say unaware, think of when you're in unconsciousness. Unconsciousness is a place, a blacked out place, and so you as an awareness become one with the consciousness of the place. Being as though the place is blotched out, you as an awareness become blotched out. When you come into dream, which is a consciousness or a place, so you become bound to the conscious or the place, and the conscious controls you, meaning you see things according to however the consciousness of the place wants you to see it. And you never truly question or stop and say, hold on, this is strange. You just go with the flow somewhat, whether we speaking in dream or in the physical. And so do you get my point? View self as an awareness that has many levels of consciousness. But of course, consciousness is place. And you as the awareness can come into these places. Now, these levels of consciousness, view them as being more and more fixed or more real. So, like I said, dream is like a level of conscious beneath physical life. And it's not as fixed or real, but you do have some dreams that feel realer than the physical. So, I mean, like that, you have many different states or levels of consciousness. These levels are states of consciousness, which are places, can be discerned from how real they are. Now, of course, physical life, when we come into that conscious, that level is higher than the dream levels that we know of. But there's levels of consciousness or places above physical life. Remember, this is all mind. When you come into dream, you come into your dream body, meaning you never feel like you're butt naked or you never feel butt naked or bodiless when you in dream. You kind of like you to you. So you like, you don't need to stop and look in the mirror. You get my point? You never stopped in a dream and looked at your shoes and was like, oh yeah. You notice how in a dream you never was like, oh yeah, them Jordans come out tomorrow. Notice how when you in dreams, things like that never happen. Things like that don't seem to matter. You just kind of there for the ride. You never walk past a store and be like, oh, look at my reflection. Let me look to make sure I look good. Like, this happens in physical life, but not in dream. In that, you get my point? You have your dream body. It's as real as the place, like, just like you have your physical body. And it's as real as the place. But the point I'm making is you come into these different states of consciousness or levels of consciousness, places. You come into them on a mental level. Like, when you leave out the physical, it's on a mental thing. You go in unconscious, maybe you pop up into a dream, but it's all mental, even the physical. When you come into it, yeah, you have your physical body, but when you in dream, you got whatever body you using there. Like, in any other state of consciousness that you come into, if you remember, like I said, consciousness is a place. Any state of consciousness you come into, you have your body there. In that, I'm saying that so you could grasp. It's not about you getting lost into the physical, but understanding like you as a soul or a mind, you're coming into these different levels or states of consciousness. But man don't understand conscious is a place. And that whenever y'all conscious, y'all are in place, whether it's dream, physical life, or whatever the case may be. If you're conscious, you're in a place. There's no time that you're conscious in no place. Only time that happens is when you're unconscious, but you're not conscious. In that, do you get my point? Consciousness and place goes hand in hand. To become awakened is to rise above the consciousness wherever you are. So if you're in a dream, to kind of become aware and kind of, like I said, imagine you're dreaming and you know how you have them weird dreams, maybe you fall off something high, but you don't die, you hit the floor really, the dream carries on, now you're walking somewhere or something. And you never stop in that moment like, hold the fuck up. And tell everybody around you like, hold on, wait. What's up with this place that I'm in? And you get my point? Of course, all the people in the dream, they bound under the conscious, so they gonna blow you off, but you get my point? In regards to you. I'm using that example so you can see that don't happen when you in dream. You kind of just bound to the conscious and you just ignore the strange things like, oh, whatever. Yeah, that was weird, but whatever. Like that. To become awakened would be like if you're in a dream and you became awakened. Like, hold on. Everything's under control of the place. It doesn't matter if I tell this passerby in a dream, didn't you just see me fall off the roof? Now I'm talking to you. I just experienced it. Now I'm looking at you. I know you seen it. And you get it? They gonna be like something that's in the simulation. Like, this is why y'all think like we in a simulation. Not that we in the simulation. It's understanding conscious and how everybody's bound are under the control of the consciousness that they're in. Conscious is a place. You in physical life right now, which is a conscious that you came into this morning or whenever you woke up. And it controls you. Like, it controls or limits your consciousness. Kind of like when you're in dream and you don't really have that control. You might be having a fist fighting dream and you like, damn, I'm not decking him right. Like, it's rubbery. Y'all never had a fighting dream? I had a fighting dream once and I'm like, yo, it's not connecting right. But at no moment in the dream did I say, wait, hold on, man. Why every time I deck you, it's like you will leave? You get it? You keep blowing away from me and shit. I don't feel like I'm dead. You feel like a ghost. That didn't happen in the dream. I just kept fighting, and you get my point. Under the control of the dream. So you get my point. That's how we are in physical life. Now, of course, physical life is a higher level of conscious than dream in those places. So it seems more real. In that, it seemed more real to you where you're like, nah, I'm awake. I know this stuff. You notice things in dream too, but you don't. You never awaken while in the dream. So it's the same in physical life. You see, now, Silas, I do realize and I become aware that, this system that we live in, man, y'all can give me the whole verbatim. Man, this system that we live in, Silas, it's a slavery system. Nothing changed. What they did was change the name. The plantation became the work plant. You get my point? And you can give me the whole layout and everything. Tell me everything you aware of. But it's just that, like, it's just the programming you picked up. Meaning you learned that in the programming that you came into or whatever. You get my point? It's still like in the dream where you're aware that shit is strange, but not aware enough to actually wake up in it. You follow? You will just go right back to work. If you follow me long enough, you see how I explain things and I'll bring things to y'all awareness that y'all not aware of. Like, how the cities that we live in, they human zoos. I'm not saying it to be funny, but who were captured and then mixed bred, domesticated, clipped, neutered, and all of that. This is y'all, basically. Y'all get y'all dicks and y'all vaginas clipped. Y'all call it, what do they call that? I forgot. When you get the tip of your dick cut off, when you're born, circumcised. They just changed the names. For animals, pets, it's called neutered. For people, it's called circumcised. But do you get my point? People were sold mixed bred in the same way that animals are domesticated and sold and clipped and neutered and all of this shit. And you get it? The same thing happened to people. The same, you see a shepherd with a whole bunch of sheep grazing the grass on his lawn. So you would have seen a slave master with a whole bunch of slaves grazing his grass, picking the cotton, and they was no different than the sheep to him. He would sell them, he would kill them and eat them. You get my point? Meat. The balls around, big baby. Nothing tastes better than a human. No, I'm just playing. I like bothering y'all. Nothing tastes better than a brand new baby. Do you feel me? Are you listening? If y'all had to hunt, so then y'all like, damn, these animals is filthy. I love lamb chops, but the goddamn lamb running around alive is dirty as hell. Like, I don't know if I want to eat. I'm not sure if I like eating meat. If I got to like, you get it? I got to shave him and then cut the skin off this nigga and all the blood squirt out. And then I got to chop and butcher this nigga up so I can have lamb chops. So most of y'all like, nah, I'm good. And nigga's disgusting. Like, the animal's dirty. You feel me? We go to the supermarket, so we skip that part. So you get my point? You like, nah, that steak was filleted up nice. I'ma fry it. If you hunting animals, then you understand like meat is meat once you take off the skin. So then you come to the conclusion like, damn, ain't nothing better than a white 3-year-old baby. No, I'm just playing. Relax, relax. Let me shut up. I know in the daytime y'all be starting cults. It's gonna be a new black cult. Gonna be teaching how there's nothing more delicious than a 3-year-old white baby. You have black people out here hunting little white babies. Talking about, nah, that's the way nature intended it, my boy. We supposed to be eating them. We sitting here fighting with the white man. We doing? They food from God, my boy. Chill. Nah, I'm just playing. If you white, I know you scared as fuck. Like, oh hell, nah, I dreamed about that happening. Well, Silas just, white people be lying. Like, well, Silas just said I dreamed about that. That happened. All the races is gonna team up against us and start eating us like, cause our ancestors used to do that shit. Y'all be laughing at me so connecting the dots. I don't be wanting to say shit straight out, but our ancestors used to do that. This is the indigenous people. It don't matter what land you come from. It was indigenous people there. And you get my point? If your ass ain't white, them your ancestors. And when they first seen white people, they kill them and eat them. They like, damn, this white. I don't fuck with them like that, but they taste good. If you white, laugh. It's funny. It's truth. The truth is funny. And so it's the same in America. You feel me? The white man pull up. The indigenous people was eating the ones that they could catch. Like, there was no store. Meat is meat. That ass white man, because people that's coming from developed cities, they fat. They meaty. Let's not call them fat. They meaty little critters, you feel me? And if your ribs might be showing a little bit and shit like that, cause you get it? Maybe you don't catch them every day. Maybe you was sick yesterday, so you like, damn, I'm 3 days behind. I'm starving. And I'm gonna just eat some roaches and bugs. I'm gonna just eat some dirt off the ground, and you feel me? Maybe that get me through till I catch something. So when indigenous people, people that's not civilized, when they see how meaty, this is fact, when they see how meaty the people from civilization are, they mouth start watering. They like, oh man, that fat bastard. I'm just playing. That fat bastard could feed the whole village, man. Kill him. You get it? Think like that white Chinese guy, John Chaw, Chau. And maybe in 2019, 2020, 2021, I forget, he decided to sail to Sentinel Islands. This is where the Sentinelese are. They're the last indigenous people on Earth that never had contact, with civilized people. Well, they have had contact, but you get it? Their lands haven't been conquered yet. Colonizers can't figure out how to get in there without getting shot up with arrows. And so this Chinese white boy decides to go over there to teach them about Jesus. Now everybody told him you can't go over there. If you go over there, they're gonna shoot you with arrows. They don't deal with civilized man. He decides to go over there anyway because he doesn't know about Jesus. Long story short, they shot him with an arrow and they ate him right there on the beach. They cooked him like a pig. You could look this up. Some of y'all remember it because it wasn't that long ago, but maybe you was maybe 5, 6 years ago you was 15, so you wasn't paying stuff like that no mind, and now you like 20. You could still look it up. His name was John Shaw, or Caw, Chau. John Chau. Chinese dude, like I said, he went over to Sentinel Islands. He had the people from India like sell him over there, but they told him like this is illegal. You could go to jail for this. But he ain't listen. But jail wasn't, jail was the least of his problems. Like I said, they ate him. And so there's nothing that tastes better than white. It's not funny, man. You wonder what like white people go into nature, then they get killed all the time by like the animals or maybe indigenous people. But they get killed when they go into nature, like, and it's because of what I said. Everything in nature got color. When they see white people, they be like, "Oh shit, I've been dying for some white." I've been dying for some white meat, man. All the meat around here is dark. Like, you feel me? They want white meat, white cake, Like on Django, he said, like, stick around. We gonna have white. Stick around. We having white cake, like that. And so it's a deep thing. Now I forgot what I was talking. I forgot what I was talking about overall. But do you get my point? White people are delicious, man. Y'all still pets, so you get it? Y'all go to the supermarket, y'all buy y'all pet food. There's no awareness like, oh shit. We not real humans, we pet humans. We don't even eat real food. We go to the supermarket, this Captain Crunch, this Raisin Bran, whatever the fuck cereal you eating. Ain't no different than dog food cereal. Yeah, I know. I got it. Y'all know that. I'm on it. I'm schooling them. This the free birds, basically laughing at us and shit. Ha ha ha, they finally got it. Fucking pets finally waking up. They laughing and shit. But most of y'all have not awakened to that reality, that your ancestors was basically pets. They called them slaves, but just a pet, somebody that was domesticated and sold all over the place to whoever had money to buy them, you feel me? And this was legal back in the day. In that, you get it? These pets were given pet food. First the scraps. So the slaves was given scraps. Then from there, the scraps turned into like human pet food. This is like Captain Crunch and shit like that. The stuff y'all eat out the supermarket. See, I'm going to buy me some grits. 5-minute grits. Like, grits is grain. When the fuck can you make grain? You get it? You don't question it though. You say, nah, I could throw these grits in the microwave. Y'all be like, nah, I could throw my food in the microwave. Talking about microwave food like it's real food. You say these poor pets. Y'all be ordering y'all food in the mail. Talking about, no, this is the healthy food. It came in a box in the mail. They made it in a laboratory. Otherwise, why it ain't go spoil you or bad when they melt it to you? This young generation be like, nah, this is the healthy food. How is it healthy? Because I just ordered it from... They be like, I just ordered it from the health store. You like, hold on. If you age and older, you like, hold on. They come in a box. All think that's real food. You gotta explain. And if the food already cooked, that shit ain't healthy. What are you talking about? If you could put it in the microwave, it ain't real food. A microwave ain't a real means of cooking some shit. A microwave is a piece of technology, and it has food made specifically for it. No different than a children's little tea house party. They got their fake ass stove and they fake ass food you could put in it. It's no different than a microwave. You say, I got some White Castle burgers, I'm going to throw them in a microwave. That fake food that go in that fake machine called the microwave. When you're dealing with pets, they don't. You get my point. I'm not trying to insult y'all. We just bringing awareness to, like, how a pet don't have no awareness. They have rules that they master gave them in programs and stuff like that. They say, no, the correct diet is this and that. And they got it from somebody like their master, whoever they choose to be their master in any moment. Like, if I ask most of y'all, what's the proper diet for man? You going to this program that you live. Whether it be Christian programming, Islamic programming, conscious community programming, the nigga online who lift weights all day, whatever you say. But that's where you got it from. That's your master. And like I said, pets have rules and they have all kind of shit that free people don't. You know, free animals don't have rules. You say, you supposed to eat this, the free animals, like I eat what I catch. Like, the fuck is you talking? What is you talking about? Whoever told you that, don't follow that shit. But you can't explain that to a pet. You can't explain to the pet. The master don't live by nothing that he told your ass. Like, he told you you couldn't eat swine because that nigga say that he like that shit. Keep them niggas off that pig. You know, white people, they like they pig. Don't let them niggas get none of that pig. Is you stupid? They love swine. Nah, don't get them niggas none of that. That's that good meat. Boy. Oh, hell nah. Tell them niggas a lie, something about it. Keep them a fucking away from keep them away from our good food, you feel me? So this is where y'all get y'all rules and diets from. They come from master. You say slave shouldn't eat this, this and that. And then fast forward in the day, y'all got slave hangovers. So y'all do it to y'all own self and y'all own. I'll be like, no. This is what a healthy diet is. Ain't no such thing as a healthy diet. A healthy diet is for sick people. I'm gonna say it again for those of y'all that's lost. A healthy diet talk is sick man talk. Who the fuck else gotta watch what they eat except for a sick motherfucker? I'll say it again for those of y'all that have no health concerns, but you're so desperate to be sick. Health talk is for sick motherfuckers. If you ain't sick, whatever they talking about ain't your concern. If you say it's gonna keep me from getting sick, how you know? You don't know how they got sick and you ain't them. How about they sick cause they greedy as hell? And the diet for man is moderation. That means don't be greedy and overdo things. And how about that's the diet for man? Just be moderate. Don't get carried away. Yeah, whole pizza pie come with 8 big ass slices, but you don't need to eat all 8. One is enough. This is how you gotta talk to, pets in the city. They don't get a whole pizza pie to eat the whole goddamn pie they self. We'll look at you like you stupid. They will go to the Chinese store, get 5 big ass 5 big fried chicken wings in a tub full of rice, because Chinese give you all the rice in the world. They won't charge you shit for rice. Like, they will hit you with, it costs $25. Like, how much was the rice? 50 cents. The meal was $20. Everything was $19. The rice was $1. You can have more of that for free too. They don't mind. Take all the rice you want. But the point. Let me shut up before I get kids who bored it already. They want to keep y'all pets. Y'all don't seem too bothered by it. And so you get my point? All is well when you look at it from that perspective. But like I said, a pet will go get 5 big ass chicken wings, fried chicken wings. I want to reiterate that part. Fried. 5 big fried chicken wings. A tub of rice. Fried, that is. I'm giving y'all hints of how they trying to kill y'all. The fuck you need all that fried shit for? You go to the Chinese store, everything fried. They eating plain white rice, but they give you fried greasy. Anything you get. I want some crabs. They come fried. Like, fried and greasy. But, like I said, 5 big ass chicken wings with a whole bunch of rice. Now, a pet human would just sit and eat the whole thing. You tell them why you going to eat. I know they gave you a lot, but why you don't just be moderate and eat some of it? You don't have to eat it all. Just eat 2 chicken wings and half the rice. They gonna look at you like you crazy. And eat the whole thing. And so I'm just giving you an example. Like, when you're dealing with the cities, they domestication, human domestication places. Where they bring indigenous or uncivilized man after they capture them and civilize them out. Let him come into the city. Kind of like how you see them doing with the Venezuelans. Some of them is indigenous people from the Amazon rainforest. But they done went through their little camps before they made their way into Venezuela, which is a civilized city. And from there they made their way into America. And you get my point? But it's a pet thing. Like, from there they'll work like slave. Be told a bunch of lies, to keep them slaving. They'll be given things in this make-believe thing or that make-believe thing. Never taught to believe in self, but Santa Claus, beat up bums on crosses, anything you could think of, nigga, that don't have nothing to do with the self. And this is how it is. Like when you're a pet in the city that haven't awakened to the fact that, oh shit, I'm a pet. I'm a domesticated thing. That don't matter. It's all in the mind, though. So you get it? It don't matter if the dog is a domesticated wolf. As long as the dog can, leave his master and free himself, he just as good as the wolf. He the same, you feel me? But this is just so y'all can grasp how y'all not a... Y'all still, in pet mode. Y'all have diets and all these fables and make-believe stories and beliefs. It's like children. Y'all believes in dragons and lions and tigers and bears, oh my, and never get into reality. Like, you're bound under the conscious of the place. The place is stupid. Like, y'all fall into the programmings of the place and it make y'all dumber and dumber. But it's like dream. You get it? You just go with it. You be like, nah. Solace tripping. Like, Solace don't understand. Oh no, I understand. I was asleep before too. I used to sell drugs. When I was asleep, man, when I was like y'all a pet and sleep and shit, man, I used to sell drugs and carry guns and shit like that. Well, carrying guns don't have nothing to do with that. Because regular people carry guns and shit like that. But y'all get my point. I was like lost under whatever programming I was. In any moment that I was. But I was like y'all be in the dream where y'all like, hold on. When you about to wake up and you like, hold on, I think I'm dreaming because this is stupid. I was always like that, half wake, half sleep. Not ready to get up yet. When you laying right before you about to get up, but you like, nah, I'm gonna just kick back another little 5 more minutes. Like that. That's how I was when I was asleep. You know, just getting a little extra restful. I get up, but it's a deep thing. This is what becoming awakened is. When you grasp these little things that I'm saying, and you don't just go past it, and you get it, you say, hold on. This is the beginnings of coming into reality. This is like you waking up in a dream and then just watching everybody in the dream. Just go along with the play of the dream. The dream is like a play. They all just characters in it. They ain't got no self-control really. They just live the programmings in the system, like the characters in a video game. When you become awakened here, then you see everybody in that same way. Y'all just on y'all cycles, like cells in the body. And live and do whatever you do, but it's just to serve a greater purpose that there's no awareness of. Like the people in dreams, they're just there, like fulfilling the dream and filling up the place. But if you stop them in a moment and say, hold on, look at this glitch in your matrix, and you get my point. The matrix be glitched, and you get it, they'll start glitching because they're one with the consciousness of the place. And that y'all are still asleep. Y'all are not aware. If y'all become aware, y'all still are mentally and emotionally bound to the consciousness of the place. So this is like the society and the peer pressure of the society. Y'all bound like that. And that if y'all become aware, then y'all say like, no, but I don't know what to do. Like, I don't want to be a pet slave and help the system. But at the same time, then you go into your Babylon mind. You say, I'm going to be a bum. I'm this or that, whatever you could think of. I don't know. And you get my point? I'm saying I don't know because I'm far past that stage in, mind. I don't even remember, I don't remember when I had these awakenings, and you get my point? When I left slavery and all of this shit, I don't remember how we used to blow past it. But y'all know. Still there. Meaning y'all still asleep. So y'all know what I'm saying in this moment. And you know how you dealing with it. It's like that. You still mentally and emotionally bound to the consciousness of the place. So even if logically you grasp, then you get it? It's like anything trying to leave Earth, it gets snatched back to it. Like anything try to think beyond the consciousness of the societies of Earth, then you get it? Emotionally, they get snatched back kind of to it. Never kind of bursting through to the other side, which is, freedom, clarity, truth, things like that. Y'all don't accept it. Meaning y'all don't accept the truth. If the truth doesn't fit in with the reality you have now, then you blow the truth to the side. And this is how you become one with lie on the path of lie, where all you have is lie. And all y'all have is belief, theories, guesses, gossips, lies, superstitions. You get it? Y'all don't have no truth. It don't matter if you're a Christian, an Islamic person, anything you could think of. You dealing with beliefs and guesses in a place of reality. You dealing with hearsay, what you heard, like you don't have eyes, and you get it? You can't learn directly from life. And that's because of what I said. Y'all chose a lie in the moment that you overlook truth. You've been on a path of lie and ignorance and unclarity. And never so often truth comes to you, like right now, and you get it. Because you're in ignorance and lost on the path of lie, you continue to skip over it, putting yourself deeper into lie. But the little moments that truth do come to you, that's your doorway out. Meaning the truth will set you free. But most people don't grasp because they sleep still, so they don't understand. But for those of y'all that grasp what I'm saying, if you somebody that overskip the truth, when I say the truth, I mean if a point is made to you, then maybe you don't. Man got ego. This is pride. Most of y'all in the daytime, y'all have ego as arrogance, y'all lost in emotions. Y'all don't understand things. But ego is just a pride thing, and pride is a perspective, like selfish perspective overall. But if you tell someone they have ego, whatever's happening in the moment, it has to be a pride thing, like where they're too proud to acknowledge they're wrong, or too proud to do this thing or that thing. You see how the young in the daytime, they act like they too proud to work a 9-to-5 job, but if you my age, we had to do that from like 14. It was called summer youth work and shit. And we ain't had no shame in it. We was proud. Meaning my generation was proud if we could work summer youth. There was nothing more realer than that. You like, yo, I'm about to buy my own back to school clothes. Even if your moms or your dad gave you some extra to go with your works because they was proud of you, you still was like, nah, I got my own. Some 14-year-olds, they get their mother some and help out with the bills, and you get my point. But the point I'm making is when I was young, that was a glorious thing, like to get your first job, especially if you can get it at 14, because we was ready to work at 11. It ain't really make us no difference. Some of us was ready to work at 6. We was packing bags at the supermarket because that's how ready we was. Some of y'all my age, you reliving right now like, hell yeah, nigga. Hell yeah, little nigga. I was right there at the supermarket packing bags. I was 7, man. Made $20 that day, big baby. See, we was like 7, 8 years old making like $20, $30 in a day. This generation like 35 years old can't even make 20 fucking they can't make $20 in a day. But they don't come from our time where you had to start working at 14 years old, you hear me? And that, you get my point. The point I'm making is this. Damn, I forgot the point. Oh, you see how this generation is? They have a pride-filled perspective of working a 9-to-5 job, but they got this from the society, meaning they bound under the consciousness of the place, which is society. In that, they have pride to work. That's ego. Ego has to do with anything concerning pride. Ego doesn't have to do with like if you think someone's arrogant. If you think someone's arrogant, then you're envious because they go hand in hand. Meaning the person could be arrogant. I'm not saying they're not. But that's what's sparking your envy. Like, they go hand in hand. If you have no envy inside of you, then nobody's arrogance will make you feel any kind of way you wouldn't care. I'm not saying you have an envy for them. I'm saying you just have envy in you, and you're going to give it to whoever you want. Whoever has, you get it? Arrogance are the opposite of envy. In that, do you get my point? In the daytime, y'all view like arrogance is ego. Arrogance and ego is two separate things. Ego have to do with like pride. It don't have nothing to do with like a high thing or like I'm pretty and cute. It don't have nothing to do with that. It have to do with like your pride and how a person pride can start to make them power trip and kind of get lost into perspectives where it's like, okay, you're getting beside yourself like that, like a pride thing. But that's what ego is. I say that because this generation, y'all kind of use words loosely out of context in any kind of way. Y'all use words as tools to attack And at the same time, y'all rob yourselves of the true, meaning of these things. And you get it? These words is sacred because they tie into sacred teachings and things concerning the self that have to be, overcame. When you use them loosely like that in y'all common conversations and take away from the work that have to be done on self, they kind of water that down and make it, what y'all have it, which is just a word that people use at any random moment. But like I said, becoming awakened, it's a deep thing. Most people, you get it? They bound to the consciousness of the place, like I said. So it's like dream. They just go along with whatever's happening. Even if they feel like, no, I'm aware and I get it, they get it like the dream, where they notice, but not enough to stop and say, hold on, something isn't right. And you get my point? This is when one becomes awakened. And you get it? From there, you see the truth in everything, meaning you as a soul are an awareness, you rise above the consciousness of the place. In that, you can see the song and dance and all the puddles of programmings that everybody falls into. And they come out of this programming and go into the next programming. And whatever the mindset of society is on anything is the mindset they take. And you get my point? Kind of just, y'all just live in the song and dance of society. In society itself, like I said, it's a human domestication thing. That's why y'all travel domestically. You're traveling international or domestic because you're a product. They handle you like, mail, down at the airport. It's a deep thing. Everybody's owned by their country. Their city. It says it on their birth certificate. Their birth certificate is like, you're like a car. Car has a title. You're like a car, but a different kind of product. So you have a birth certificate. It's the same as the title, the make and model and all of that shit. That's what your birth certificate is. What you are as like the make and model. Your name, eye color, your description of the product. It's like a title. Everybody has that. They have a social security number. This is like their IBN number, their barcode number. It's for like if they get lost and shit. Like products in the store, and they get lost, and you just scan the barcode number. You can find where it was put. But so everybody has social security numbers. This is their barcode. Just in case y'all end up here or there. Track you down by your social. Your barcode. Like that. Products. Pets. Whatever you want to call it. But this is what everyone is until they become aware of, you get it? What the Babylons truly are, which is human domestication centers. Human zoos, where you have like humans, but they've been clipped and neutered like pets, and you get my point? They have no fucking awareness. They just do the same shit every day. They live in their cycle. Not the cycle they created, one that they found in society that they just live that cycle. They hate it, but, they pass it down. If you're a young kid or an old person, all your parents do is complain about their job. But that's the first thing they tell you better get. Remember, all they do is complain about that shit. You seen them do it yourself. In fact, you see how miserable they come in like, oh, my back, and you get it? They're talking about their work. They're like, oh, my back hurt from work. Your mom's like, my feet. Feet hurt from work, and you get it. They get their check from work. They be like, "Oh, that's it." Complaint after complaint about their slavery, but the first thing they tell you, man, you go on out there and be a good slave, boy. And you get it like that. Y'all live this society. So there's no awareness of self, and you get it. It's like y'all in a dream or a play, and y'all just. It's not important. You go to sleep tonight and wake up tomorrow. Kind of like that. Whatever's bothering you, just go to sleep. Deal with it tomorrow. You'll deal with it tomorrow. You not, but you get my point. Like that. And it's deep. Like becoming aware of these things. This is what walking the path of wisdom is, and y'all think it's about learning things. It's about shedding all the falsehood off self, because that's all you get out of the world is lies, systems, and programs. Basically, like you're a pet as long as you accept to be one. So let's say you're Islamic. Whoever brought you into Islam, they brought you into a program, and you learned the program, however much of it that you did, and now your brain is stuck on that program, and you say, nah, that program is true, but you're not trustworthy. I'm saying that because whatever you was lost in before that, that shit's wrong now to you. So what happens when you say Islam is wrong? Wouldn't we be dumb to be like, you know what you told me? You get it? I'm saying if you're an Islamic person and you feel like, no, I found the truth finally. I mean, you said that the last time, whatever you was a follower in then. Why should we trust you? You all over the place. Going from one program to the next program don't change the fact that it's programs. When I say programs, I mean like Christianity, Islam, all the religions. Let's say you went to school to be a doctor and you learned the medical field. These is all programmings, institutions, where y'all get institutionalized. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. It's something wrong with it when you can't see beyond it. Like, when you can't see beyond the fundamentals. Let's say you went to school to be a doctor. You took whatever you learned and you never built nothing else off on it. You took that, went and looked for a job. You never went in depth on any of the fundamentals that you learned. Let's say you were a brain surgeon. You just work at the doctor. You didn't ever go deeper on the brain with whatever fundamentals you got out of the institution. You never went beyond the limits of whatever was given to you. You just took that and you worked with that. It's the same with the scientists. They just take the fundamentals that they got from school and they don't think beyond it. But all the inventions and creations that we do have, they don't come from people that went to school. The stuff y'all talking about, Einstein and this person and that person said, these people didn't go to school. They wisdom was put in school, but they ain't necessarily went to school. I wouldn't care if the schools say they did go. Schools will say anything. 150 years from now, schools is gonna be claiming I went to their shit. This is how wise I'm gonna be in the future to, the next generations. They not with me, so you get it? They're gonna be like, that nigga's a genius. Harvard gonna be like, yeah, he went here. They gonna be lying. Like, whatever society say, they gotta come back for it. Whoever y'all like, they know them. Like, y'all like DMX? Oh yeah, we signed. He signed our label. That's how the system works. They just make up shit. Martin Luther King wasn't a Christian. That's just what society. Malcolm X wasn't a Muslim. Malcolm X wasn't down with the NOI. And you had beef with them niggas. But society said it another way. Now some of y'all are like, oh yeah, he right. Malcolm X technically did have beef with the NOI. He had beef with them way longer than when he was down. And they smoked him too, so they had real beef. Not the fake beef y'all have where y'all argue online. They smoked Brother Malcolm. So they had real smoke. Like, he was running his mouth about them. They was running their mouth back about him. You feel me? Regular shit. I'm not saying who right, who wrong. I'm just saying they had beef. Like, he lost. You know, they caught him slipping on the tripping, and you feel me? They jack that food. Nah, I'm just playing. Relax. Y'all know how black people are. Just want to act like they politically correct on certain things. Shut up. Shit, just like the streets. Malcolm and them brothers was beefing. They was deeper. They caught him slipping. You feel me? Boom, 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 boom. Fa, 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 fa. Didn't they tell y'all like, you know, Malcolm X was the Nation of Islam? Martin Luther King had beef with Christianity. They whacked him like the reference of Christianity. It's like I told y'all before, you get killed by whatever you were part of. And Nipsey Hussle got killed by the Crips. You understand? It never fails. Like, when you get into these programmings or these groups, it doesn't matter if it's a political party, whatever. You get killed by the group. But it's all about becoming aware or awakening to these things. Like I said, everyone's aware that they're present or whatever the case may be, but awakening beyond the conscious of the place is the whole point. When y'all go into dream, y'all are supposed to awaken in the dream, not just be a dumb awareness there. When y'all in physical life, y'all supposed to awaken while y'all here, meaning evolve beyond the conscious of the place. You see how everybody just run around like pets. Y'all fall into programmings and then they call one another like lost. Even though they're the same, they're just in a different program. The blood call a Crip lost, the Crip call the blood lost. They both lost into the same thing, a gang. The Christian called the Muslim dumb, the Muslim called the Christian dumb, but they both lost into the same thing. Religious gangs. So you get my point? And it goes on and on and on. Whether you're talking nationality, you have nationality parties arguing back and forth. Neither side speaking any truth. They just find things to serve the agenda, which is to prove the point that whatever nationality they say we are, we are. And you get my point? Y'all fall under these programmings and y'all become the mouthpiece for the mind. You know, the programming that you're in. Never becoming awakened to that. Some people become awakened, but they have fears of people. So then they play dumb, and you get it? Turtle goes in its shell. But whatever the case may be, so do you see the power of the consciousness of the place? How it makes y'all retreat into dumb? Meaning it makes y'all retreat from truly becoming aware of what's what. Like, you get it? Whether it's through anger, emotionally, maybe you fit the shoes of something I just said, so now you got a little salty, and that you don't want to hear no more, so you get it? Like that. The conscious of the place is powerful. It control y'all emotional state in y'all mind in that way, where you ever see me speaking to somebody and emotionally they just can't control themselves? Just keep saying dumb stuff over and over? Like that. They can't control it. They can, but they would, you know, have to become awakened, meaning they'd have to wake up in that moment, but people die asleep. Most do. They die in the programming. They die under the conscious of the place. How you doing? It's a deep thing. How you doing? And so becoming awakened, that's what, everything is about. Not learning this new thing or learning that new thing. Of course you have to learn. It's like you have to get dirty before you can say you cleaned yourself. If you already clean and never been dirty, then you didn't clean yourself. You just clean. But after you get dirty and then clean yourself, so this is the work. In that, y'all will be here and y'all will learn all kinds of lies, starting with Santa Claus, so on and so forth. Meaning from that early infant age, you will come into the place. Santa Claus's lie. Everyone knows it's a lie, but they still give it to their young. Like that. You see how everybody's just bound under the conscious. If you tell them why you do that, why do you serve lie if you know it's a lie? Then they make it stupid. They never acknowledge. They kind of show you that they're bound to the consciousness of the place, meaning they start glitching and not really making no sense. But never acknowledging, yeah, you're right. If something is a lie, I never need to respread it to anyone, let alone my children. It doesn't matter if the whole society is doing that. It's still what it is, a lie. And if it's a lie, it have to serve something negative and ugly behind the scenes of it. Like that. Now, all of you that celebrate Christmas, do you see my point? You will still celebrate Christmas after this point has been made to you, because you're bound under the conscious of the place. And until everyone in the place says, we're not doing that anymore, do you get it? You will continue to do it and do whatever the place does. Awakened is becoming aware of that. How everyone's controlled and influenced by the place. And truly by their own ego, because they pick and choose whatever they want to get lost into in the place. But it's still the place. I'm assuming y'all following. Peace and wisdom, Maurice Sir Jones. But this is the beginnings of, coming into true wisdom. It starts with those things. Like, if I was teaching any of you one-on-one, it starts there. You have to cleanse yourself of all the lies. You can't put truth on top of lies. It's just going to scramble your own mind out. Are you going to try to make the truth serve whatever lie you hold in mind? Maybe you don't know it's a lie. It's the truth to you, but you get it? Behind every lie is an agenda. Behind every false teaching, anything you could think of that's not right, there's an agenda behind it. Otherwise, it'd just be what it is. And you'd come into it or find it on your own. And so, for those of y'all that grasp, save yourself and save those that, have an ear for you, where they'll listen. Otherwise, you don't want to die under the conscious of the place. Meaning you don't want to die in lie. You don't want to die in dream under the conscious of the dream. Y'all have to evolve beyond the consciousness of the place. Of course, the place ties into y'all emotional state through peer pressure and many other things, but this is where the work comes from. Meaning you have to evolve beyond the place. Are you going to go down with the place? Are the levels of consciousness. Now, of course, these levels of consciousness are these places. They're within y'all. Physical life is within y'all. You're an awareness. You have many different levels of consciousness that make up this awareness, or many different levels of consciousness, which are places that the awareness that you are can fall into. And this is all your makeup or your being. And you get my point? Y'all coming into physical life, or coming into this consciousness, it's a mind thing. You're not coming here physically. You say, I was born here. Yeah, but you don't remember none of that. You was told all that shit. You just come and go every day. Meaning you go unconscious, pop into dreams, come back here, and you get it? You just come and go as a mind. Your body being in every place you go. Meaning there's a body in the dream realm for you, physical. And you're just leaving bodies everywhere, coming and going as you do, as mind, bound to the consciousness of the place. And you have to evolve or overcome the consciousness of the place, basically becoming awakened. Otherwise, you are slave to the consciousness of the place. Whether we speak in dream, physical life, like I said, all of these places, you come into them mentally, not physically. When you go to sleep, your body doesn't go with you. Meaning when you leave physical life as a place, your body doesn't go with you, doesn't go anywhere. And your soul doesn't pop out of your mouth and fly around. It's like I said, all the places are within you. When you come into physical life, you don't fly from above into your body and wake up. You wake up from within. Again, when y'all become awake in the morning, you know, y'all knocked out sleep and you wake up, do it feel like you flew into your body, or do it feel like you rose out of your body when you wake up? That part. When you come into physical life, it feels like you coming out of yourself. Like when you wake up, it feels like you coming out of your own self. Not coming into yourself, but it feels like you coming out. Meaning it feels like the place is in self. Again, when you wake up, you feel like you're waking up from inside of yourself. You don't feel like you're waking up from dark space. You feel like you're waking up from a darkness within your own self. And when you come into the physical consciousness, you get it? You coming into an aspect of self. Like your body and the physical world is one. But they are a result of your mind. When your mind clocks out of this place, so the body clocks out. And that you go in a dream or any other place within self that you do. And physical life being a part of those places. Meaning when y'all go unconscious, so y'all go into yourself. And physical life is in there. You're going to come into it at some point in the morning, but you get my point? The places are with the awareness. When I say the places, we speaking of the levels of consciousness. Dream, physical life, these is levels of consciousness. We not conscious, we come into it. We become conscious. We're not conscious. We're just awareness. And like I said, wherever you put the awareness, it becomes one with the place, controlled by the place. But the awareness has the ability to become awakened. Awakened is like the highest state of the awareness. You could go into a dream and you're aware that you're in dream, but you're not awake. And say you wake up in the dream where you say, hold on, this is not working right. Something ain't right. Like that. The awareness can evolve into an awakenness. All right, It can just stay bound to the conscious that it comes into, but you get my point? That's basically your samsara, your Hinduism teachings, where, you're bound to the cycles of life and death, are unconscious and conscious. That's what they mean by life and death. And that you don't have to get lost on, you lived your whole life and then you gonna die. They not talking about that. They talking about when you blink. Every time you blink, the mind go unconscious for that piece of split second. And you get it? Every time you go to sleep at night, you go unconscious and then you become conscious again. That count too. When you live and then you die, that count too. Every aspect of your going unconscious and becoming conscious again is the never-ending cycle of life and death. And man is bound to that. Meaning y'all can't stop blinking and y'all can't stop going to sleep and y'all can't stop dying. Peace and wisdom, salam to whoever gave back. The rest of you all that want to give back for the deep wisdom, my links is in the description. And so hopefully you all grasp that's awakening. Hopefully, y'all become awakened enough to where at some point y'all kind of see what Babylon is. When I say Babylon, we speaking of the city, the cities, countries, whatever you want to call them that we live in, that kind of own over us and force us into this slave labor type of cycle where we never get enough to truly free ourselves from the slavery. And that you be 60, 70 years old still having a slave so you can pay for your life. Meaning roof over your head, gas lights, All the things that's free in life, but they charge you in Babylon. Food is free, you just grow it. Meat is free, you just hunt it. But in Babylon, which is the cities, free is not allowed. You got a slave so you can eat. Then you get the pet food that they give. So you don't get real meat. You get like meat that they made in a laboratory, like bologna and shit like that. They make the steaks like bologna. Put a little food coloring on it so that serves as blood, and you get my point. Everything here is fake, but most people are ignorant to it. So they argue back and forth with what's healthy and what isn't, even though they have no access to real health, which is basically nature. When your meat is meat that you hunted, or fish that you fished outside of the waters of Babylon, food with seed that you got outside of Babylon and you're growing that, then you're eating, you know, what life intended you to eat. And the only way you can get to that place is if you get it. You got to get a little tribe going where y'all free yourselves from the city, and you get my point. You can't do it alone, because what are you going to grow all your food and hunt all your food by yourself? That's not possible. And build and all of these things alone, it's not really possible. But you get my point. Get you a little tribe of some sort, you know, a group, and y'all free yourselves. In that, y'all can eat real food, grow real food, and you get my point. Live the right way that nature intended, without having to be forced to, like, you know, take on this lie or that lie so you can succeed in Babylon. It even go deeper to like the clothes. Our clothes come from the plants. Like I always explain to y'all, our clothes come from the plant fibers. You can get my book, RDF, Removing Debt Forever. It explains everything I'm saying, as well as, you know, the proper way to go about getting land and, you know, everything you need to do in regards to that. But our clothes come from plants. You know, the plant fibers. They spin them in a thread, turn a thread into fabric, you know, weave it into fabric, and from there they make your shirt, pants, whatever. This is how our clothes are made to this day. And all the fabrics that y'all know of, silk, cotton, whatever the case may be, it comes from a plant. And this is important because a lot of the plants that they use are not great for the skin, so to say. So you have different plants or different fabrics because the fabrics is coming from the plants. And some of the fabrics are medicinal to the skin. Some of the fabrics are like poison to the skin. If you understand plants, so it's the same with plants. Some of the plants are medicinal, some of them are poisonous. It all depends on the plant. Our clothes are coming from the plants. In that, do you get my point? They're using plants that's not even compatible with the skin, especially when you're speaking about melanated people. It dries our skin out, and you get my point? It's not compatible or what should be used. But when you're dealing with Babylon, everything is production. So whatever's cheaper. In that, they got synthetic fabrics. They wouldn't care. Like, some of y'all caught COVID from clothing that you wear. You got one of them new fabrics that you got some new cooling fabric or some new heating fabric, and that shit got you sick. But you skipped over that. Right now, you like, oh shit, I was thinking that, but you thinking it now, like, yeah, I was thinking that when it happened, but I blew past it because I'm like, nah, clothes can't get me sick. It's something else. Nah, it was the clothes. Your clothes is made from fabrics, and fabrics is a plant thing. You don't understand all of that, so you get my point? But in the past, they made clothing out of, like, you know, out of like marijuana and shit. Hemp. Linen the shit out of hemp and all of that. You get it? The medicinal stuff they use for like fabrics. And making silk out of poppy plant, heron. Like you could use all of the plant for I don't want you to get lost. Heron ain't the whole plant ain't used to make heron, just the part that it is. Like you can make fabrics with the other part, but like that. In the past, they was using the best fabrics are plants, plant fibers. In today times, man, they using anything. They Rumpelstiltskin it, and they spinning straw. They all Rumpelstiltskin time, and they spinning straw into anything they want. Like it's cotton, don't worry about it. You like, damn, it's some itchy ass cotton. She got me ashy. You sure this cotton? Yeah, it's cotton. They'll lie. It's New York cotton. He say it sure is scratchy. It ain't smooth like Egyptian cotton. It's scratchy. Yeah, don't worry about that. That's New York cotton. It's really straw, like this. Straw. Come to the beach and just snatch up bad dirty straws and spin that into some cotton. Do you hear me? And sell it to y'all. They don't care in the daytime. As long as y'all buy it. And so you get it? You want to get to that place or point in life where you could free yourself and your loved ones that do grasp. Meaning they not too bound by the Babylonian mindset. And y'all can free yourselves and kind of live in happiness. Or you can chase it in Babylon, but you're never going to find it. Like, you're going to be activated like you are now. Oh, I'm sorry. I was waiting for the water to stop, and I almost went into meditation mode. But becoming awakened is something most don't do because you get it? They never free themselves from the society and all the fears and things that come with it. They get lost into the emotional state of self, and you get my point? I think it's about adding on to self, but it's about shedding. So, like, let's say you're trying to learn how to manifest. It's nothing to learn. Like, You just being taught how to seek out problems to fix. And most of y'all like that. You on a path of problems. Like you seeking out new problems to fix. These problems become your excuses. Meaning, let's say you trying to learn how to manifest, so you was told that you have to do this thing or that thing to have a breakthrough. You know, something concerning self that you have to make an adjustment with so that you can make a breakthrough. That's a lot. That's the same thing you go through in society, meaning you have to keep adjusting yourself so y'all can be accepted into society in some way, whether you going to get a job, this thing or that thing. You keep shedding aspects or altering aspects of self so that it can fit into the society. Then you learn about manifestation from somebody in society. And here they go doing the same thing, telling you you have to do this one thing or that one thing, or make this adjustment to self or that adjustment to self so that you can have a breakthrough. Manifestation happens on its own. You don't have to learn anything. You just have to remove all the things that's redirecting your manifestation powers to opposite stuff. These opposite things is the things y'all learning that y'all need to do so y'all can manifest. When y'all learn how to manifest it, the person teaching you how to manifest tell you you ain't got to do nothing. You just got to stop seeking problems to fix regarding self so you can manifest. Like, whatever you was told you need to do so you can manifest, all you need to do is get that out your head. That's a problem that you're fixing is going to lead to you seeking more problems. Meaning whatever you was told to do that was interfering with you manifesting, after you do it and it still don't work, then you're going to look for another problem, or you're going to look for somebody else to tell you something else that you may have overlooked. This is the equivalent of you seeking out problems to fix regarding self so that you can manifest. Because you're not awakened, you don't realize that when it's happening. I'm not learning anything about manifesting. I'm just adding more and more problems on myself. It's about you getting back to a place where you didn't see any problems in anything. Let's say you're fat. You're only fat to you because you got that from society. Now imagine I tell you, man, you need to lose weight. This is how you do it, blah, 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 blah. So now you start trying to lose weight. What if somebody come along and tell you it's not about you losing weight? It's about you losing this nigga's perspective that was put into your head. And you being and doing whatever you want to do start with you removing all external perspective out of your head. The nigga that told you you was fat and you need to do this to get skinny, it's not about you doing what he said and becoming skinny, but it's about you removing his perspective completely out your head and out of your emotional state. That's what I'm telling y'all on a manifestation level. Whatever was told to you, just get it out your head. That perspective is what's redirecting or fucking up your manifestation powers. Manifestation happen on its own. You don't have to do nothing. But make sure the mind, you just have to make sure the mind clear of external perspectives that don't have nothing to do with you. You can't manifest somebody else's thoughts and they perspective. Only your own. And fat is an ideal, just like skinny or any other thing y'all got from society. And it's not about you measuring up to society. It's about you clearing the mind of all the stupid perspectives of society. These being the things that are interfering with y'all manifestation, because these are the things that interfere with y'all emotional state. And it's y'all emotional state that starts to interfere or redirect y'all manifestation powers. In that, you become the person trying to fix this problem with self and that problem with self, never getting to the place where you realize there is no problems with self. Whatever the creator made of me is the perfection. And it's not about me fixing anything. It's about me fixing my mind to see that perfection. It's not about you need to do this thing or that thing so you can manifest. It's about you getting to a place where you realize there is nothing that you need to do. The manifestation has already begun. But more than that, you have to understand that everything you desire is not necessarily good for the self. It's not about seeking to manifest every desire and everything you want, but it's about getting to a place where you no longer desire. It's not about praying for everything you want, but it's about praying for the desire to be removed, because that's a never-ending thing. You'll be 100 years old still desiring the new Jordans and the new car. And these things interfere with the self. The self become dependent on these things, or the self don't feel like it has a worth without these things that it added on to self. And so it's about you removing the things of society. You got females right now that's ashamed to wash the makeup off their face and let the whole world see how they look without it. They got little blemishes here and there, but it just adds to the character. But they don't see that. They've been brainwashed by Hollywood or society or wherever, ever, to the point where they actually think like, no, there's something wrong with my face. And it's not about them finding this new doctor to do this plastic surgery or that. It's about them coming to a place where they realize I'm perfect. And anybody can have their perspective on me, but that don't override my own. Somebody else's mind can't be over yours. That's their perspective. So they say you ugly. What that got to do with you and your perspective? And all the people in the world that have the same perspective about you that you do. You have to get there. Do you get my point? It's not about fixing problems of self, because there are no problems of self. It's about getting to that place where you're not seeking to fix problems concerning self, but getting to a place where you accept that there are no problems. I don't mean lying to self that there's no problems, but really getting to a place where you realize, like, I ain't got no problems, I'm making them. Yeah, everything ain't how I want it to be, but that's just my desire. In regards to your reality in the moment, you sitting here, you ain't too fucked up, you watching me. You get my point? Your life ain't that fucked up to where you can watch me. Like that. From there, once you get to a place where you grasp, I ain't no problems. I'm creating them. I'm letting other people create problems for me. When I say problems, we're speaking of your perspective of self, the world, this thing or that thing. You got problems with yourself from the perspective of society. Let's say your teacher say, I'm gonna teach you how to manifest, and he tell you, you have to do this and that concerning yourself. He's not teaching you how to manifest, he's teaching you how to seek out problems in self or fix problems with self. He's not doing it on purpose, but this is what he learned. And you're gonna teach it the same way. So whatever was told to you that you need to do to manifest, you're gonna tell others to do that. You're not going to tell them there's nothing that you need to do to manifest. You just need to remove all external perspective out of your mind. You know, the things that cause problem that you think you need to fix. Because y'all occupied with fixing problems concerning yourself in the world, y'all don't ever get to a place of just creating and doing. Y'all have to fix this or that first. You want to be a famous rapper, but you can't do that because you have to fix yourself first. You got to get a big chain and a big dope car, and you have to look like a rapper to you before you can rap. Meaning you have these problems you got to fix with yourself because you let society's perspective go into your brain. And now it's interfering with you performing and being the rapper that you are, whether anybody's looking or not. They'll look when they do. You see my point? Use that as an example if you a rapper and you say, damn, my rap career ain't manifesting yet. It's not your rap career that ain't manifesting. You lost into problems. Like, you seeking reasons for why, instead of becoming aware that you are already doing what you said you wanted to do, and you are what you are. That you just lost into people's reception. You have to remove external perspective out your mind. It's simple. Peace and wisdom, Dream Lavish. There you go. If it's not broken, don't fix it. It's not about if it's not broken. It's about society's perspective. You say, I want a lot of money, I want to have a better life. So your manifestation teacher told you you need to adjust this part of your mindset because it's blocking your manifestation. He's adding to the blockage. Because whatever you already thought was wrong with you, now you just added on whatever he said as something that you need to do concerning self to have a breakthrough. And all you need to do is remove whatever he said and whatever else you think about self or anything concerning life that don't have nothing to do with your own perspective. You have to get back to when you was a kid and you had no perspective of nothing because you didn't know you need to. And then you just manifest all the time. Like when y'all was kids, y'all just manifest all the time. You didn't call it that. You just be like, man, I was just thinking I wanted that, and it just happened. But it's because there's nothing blocking your manifestation, meaning there's nothing blocking your wanting mind. As you get old, you take on the perspective of society, and the fears of society, the beliefs of society, and you get it? These things redirect your manifestation powers. You become preoccupied with just fixing this one thing or fixing that one thing so you could have a breakthrough. When all you need to do is remove that mindset itself and you'll have a breakthrough. Get to a place where you say, there is nothing I need to fix. Everything's perfect. It's all perfect for the manifestation. There's nothing I actually need to do. Just remove all these false thoughts that I think I need to do something and get to a place where there is nothing that I need to do concerning self. The only work y'all need to do on self has to do with y'all being balanced and honorable. That's fair and honest. Any other work on self is just perspective of society. Again, anything outside of your being fair and honest, the honesty starting with yourself. Any works outside of that, it's not real works. It's just you're being lost under society's mind. So let's say you say, man, I'm a little fat, Solace. I think I need to lose weight. You got that from society. I'm not saying you can't lose weight, but I'm just saying you're going to feel like shit until you do. It'd be easier and faster for you to just get rid of society's mindset about you being fat and just view yourself as you did when you was a kid before you knew the difference between fat and skinny. Then you'll be fine. See how fast that worked? That worked faster than all that exercise. And once you feeling good, then you just be balanced and honest. Balance is fair. You're fat because you overeat. Be moderate. And that's that. And once you be moderate or balanced and honorable, you won't have any problems. That's why I said the only work you need to do concerning self is fair and honesty. Whatever problem you think you have, you're being fair and honest and staying on that vibration is going to fix all of it. It can even be a physical thing like you being fat. If you practice balance and honor, you won't be fat. Balance and honest, just being fair with yourself and others, and being honest with yourself and others. You try that for a year and see if you're still fat. In that, you can indulge and have your fun and do whatever you want. Just don't overindulge. You get it? Everything here is for you to indulge and have fun. Even the things people may say is bad. Nothing's bad. It's only bad when you overdo it. That's for everything. Outside of that, everything is good. You got diabetes, candy is good. Like that. They'll tell you candy bad, but let your ass have diabetes or something, then you get it? You like, nah, that chocolate candy bar, them little sour straws, I need that. It work. Like that. Stay balanced. You like to party and have fun? Balance. You go to the club, you like to drink? Be balanced. You know when too much is too much. You say, I can't control myself, Solace. There's the work. But you get it? The only work you need to focus on is that. Balance and honor. Being fair and honest. Simple. Say, I can't control myself when I go to the club, Solace. Well, then be honest with yourself. Do you think you should go? Say, no, I don't think I should go. There you have it. Now, if you go beyond that, that's on you, but you get it? You safe in that truth. You safe in that balance. From there, you get a little discipline. And that, you go to the club, you say, I got it now. I don't overdrink no more. I have a drink or two. I keep it moderate, and you get it? I don't overdo it. And that's the same with anything. You're not a pet. You're not somebody's slave. There's no rules you need to abide by. There's no diet you need to abide by. You just need to learn moderation, meaning balance. That's it. Outside of that, you a pet. You somebody's slave still, and you have to come out of that. Their perspective is their own. And they have to live out whatever perspective they want to adopt from the world or however they want to do it. But in regards to you, you get my point? All you got to do is clear out the mind. This is what I be trying to tell y'all. Some of y'all can visit my website, upscaleknowledge.org. I have a conscious cleansing kit. And also I have the conscious cleansing kit written in my my newest book, the Book of Spells. It's also called the Wisdom. It's called basically the Wisdom, but it's spelled like W and I's. W-E-Y-E-S. Basically eyes with a W on the front. And make it wise. The Wisdom, or the Book of Spells. In that book, there's like a chapter with the conscious cleansing, wisdom and things in it. You can kind of use that if, you need something to help you physically remember what I'm saying now in practice. Like when you start your day, you get my point? Kind of remembering the path you on. I'm trying to stay balanced and honorable, and like Silas said, that's going to fix all my ailments, all my flaws. The longer I can hold that vibration, the more I can heal myself of whatever problems I may have, because your problems is just imbalances. If you sick in any way or got any health problems, it's an imbalance. And you being taught something else. You got to do this, you got to do that. You don't have to do nothing but balance out. Meaning you got to stop something. We always think if we sick, there's something we need to do. When you sick, there's something you need to stop. See how deep that is? If you get sick right now, you're going to be looking for something to take. You're not going to be looking for what you took to stop. And there's the health in that direction. It's not about looking for something to take. Something you took got you there. And this is where fasting, and you get my point? Removing things from the self that don't belong. This is where that come from. Meaning y'all learning wrong. But that's on y'all. You clock in here, you get the jewels, and you get my point. At some point you become a real student. You pay your tithes, and you get my point. And get you some one-on-one lessons. But it start there, you get it? Meaning if you got any type of health issues, weight issues, any issue you could think of, you could even have mental problems. I can heal it. You just have to listen. Like, mine's ain't like other people's where it's a matter of just do what I say and it's physical shit. You don't have to do nothing. That's everybody's problem right there. They've created all their problems by doing, but they never stop and let the undoing happen. They just keep tying the laces, like. And so you get it? My teachings just have to do what you listen and stop doing shit and let life and nature guide you on the course. You don't have to do nothing but just ride the escalator and enjoy the ride. But you want to walk and do more shit, like. And that, it slows up the process of the escalator ride. And you're getting to better escalators that go higher, and you get my point. It's all simple. But become a student. Or take what you got and you get it, learn from that. At some point I'm going to get, a sanctuary of some sort where y'all could come learn in person for, extended periods of time, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And you get it? These are the things I'll be teaching you. These are the things you can practice while you're there. And that you can see the results. I'm 44. I still look like a young person. I don't have a dad belly or none of that strange shit. Well, I have one right now, but you get it? That's not important. Right? Don't worry about that right now, okay? I was in the Poconos, and it's cold up there, so usually in the summer I shed weight, and I get slim in the summer, and then I put on weight in the winter. I ain't have a summer yet because I was in the Poconos in the mountains, and it's always cold up there, so I'm still wearing like jackets and shit and coats. And that I ain't ever shed my summer weight. I mean my winter weight. I still got it. It's still coming on, like. And that I got a little belly right now, but this is okay because I don't mind. I like my bum. You feel me? You got to get to that place. There's the bummy aspect of you. There's the regular old you. There's the great high you. The arrogant you. The great you. There's all aspects of you. You gotta love your bum too. Like, you can't. I like my bum. I be like, I express my bum whenever. Oh, I express my bummy ways whenever I feel like it. You feel me? You gotta learn to do the same. You gotta be proud of your bum. And they could call you a bum. You gotta be like, yup. Yeah. Show you right. Show you right. I'm bumming today, man. But salam, I'm glad you noticed. Leave me alone. Like that. There's many aspects of the self you can't like shun away. Y'all know what I mean? Y'all have y'all days where you like, nah, I'm a bum today. I don't. All the shit that matter don't matter today, cause today, you feel me? Today I'm a bum and I don't care. This is when y'all just lay around all stinking shit like that, and you don't care. You like, fuck it, it don't matter. That's what I mean. You gotta respect your bum. Like, we talk about you as a bum. You gotta, you gotta respect and love every aspect of the self. You feel me? The bum self, the high self, the regular old you self. All these selves you gotta respect, because they all here for you. Sometimes you feel defeated and you feel me? Life beats you down. So your bummy you is waiting. His arms open waiting for you to come into the, the comfort of the bum. Like, come on, be a bum. That's all you gotta do. All you need is some rest, child. Be a bum for a time. Don't worry about it. Some of y'all going through that right now, but you don't like your bum. Like, you call that shit hard time. You call your bum hard times and you mad disrespectful to yourself. You be teasing yourself and shit. Be like, I'm going through hard times and shit ain't working for me. And you just not accepting your bum. You feel me? Your bum is there for you. Shit becoming too overwhelming. You need a break. Like, don't worry. Be a bum. It's fun. I'm just fucking with y'all, but I know y'all get the point overall. Embrace every aspect of yourself, ain't you get it? It's all society's perspective. Society gonna make you anything they want you to be at any moment. So you gotta accept what you are at any moment on a real end. You get it? You could be up, society will say you down. You could be down, society will say you up. You like that. In that, whatever's whatever, you gotta take it in when it's real. Like, when you down, you gotta accept your bum. Like, I mean, embrace it. There's nothing wrong with being down. Everybody have down moments. So you get it? You just accept it. It's no big deal. Most people hardship come from the resistance. They have hardship, they start resisting, they getting all agitated and aggravated and rushing, and they make it longer than it would have been. And so you get it? Y'all have to learn nothing. That's why I said before, everything you learn in life, hopefully it's enough to help you grasp nothing. Like, y'all learn everything. Y'all want to learn everything. And it's not going to do nothing for you except to help you grasp nothing. Like, everything you learn in this life is just so you can grasp nothing. That's the one thing y'all just don't grasp and accept. You die, it's nothing. You don't accept that. So y'all got all this shit. Like, y'all got all this deep wisdom about the afterlife and how to transcend over into this and that. And you only have all of that because you just don't want to accept death and nothing. Like, you don't want to accept the end. Like, you had fun, the end, nigga. Stop being greedy. Man don't want to accept that. So everything he got in life, whether you talking about the deep wisdom, all the arts and crafts, buildings, systems he got, all these things he just made because he didn't want to accept nothing. You follow? You online right now because you just don't want to accept nothing. Like, everything you experience, everything you learn here, and everything you do here is just to help you to grasp nothing. You grasp? You're online right now because you're bored and you don't want to just sit there and do nothing. Like that. And everything you see here that you can do, it was created because niggas didn't want to just sit around and do nothing. You get it? Everything man got is a result of him running from nothing. This why he don't know nothing. We talking about nothing, that's the thing. All things come from nothing. I just explained that when I explained how everything y'all made is a result of y'all not wanting to deal with nothing. So all things come from nothing, even y'all ideas. Y'all ideas are resistance from nothing. Like, it grows from that. Man don't like nothing. You don't understand it. So he makes up lies and he makes up false things so that he don't have to accept nothing. And everything y'all learn, hopefully it's enough for y'all to grasp nothing. What is nothing? Content. Satisfaction finally. Release. In that everything y'all have and everything y'all learn, when y'all reach a certain level of understanding, y'all will realize it's just to help y'all get through nothing. The great nothing.
It's hot.
Yeah, when you're standing right there.
I see. I look for the seed. Somebody take it, bro.
I think the tide took it.
Nah, right here.
Yeah, I think the tide took it. It can't. It come up.
Damn.
I know what you're talking about. It was one of the leanbacks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I seen it in the
I look
water.
for that shit. I say, fuck it.
It was in the water.
What the fuck?
Yeah. But hopefully y'all grasp. Like I said, if you want to give back, you can.
I see two, but I'm not seeing that you said that the water take one.
Yeah, I seen one. It might be another one over there, maybe. Yeah, like I said, just learn to clear the mind out of all the false perspectives. Everything is reversed, so you want everything in the world, but it's about you getting to a place where you don't. That's the only time you're going to be satisfied. Outside of that, getting everything you want is just going to lead to you wanting more and more and more. You got to ask yourself, when does my thirst go away? Where I no longer desire things and I can just focus on what I love and what I like to do. Because anybody that had money and bought things, that crossed your mind before. Where you like, I'm tired of buying shit. I already had everything. I can't get no fly. If you fly and had a bunch of shit, I know you had that thought before where you like, this is pointless at this point. But you had nothing better, so you like, fuck it. Like that. Getting to a place where, like I said, everything is reverse of what y'all learn. So whatever you learning, truth is the opposite. Like, you learning how to manifest your desires is about you learning how to manifest you're not desiring anymore. That way you can get to living and enjoying life. Y'all can't enjoy life unless y'all have things. Like, these things have nothing to do with y'all life or y'all enjoying life, but y'all need it. And so you get my point? It's about getting to a place and a space where you're no longer dependent on superficial things to get you through. But that's the whole teachings. Hopefully y'all grasp. Like I said, if anyone wants to give back for the deep jewels, you can click the description. That's basically the video's title. My links are there. If you want to go more in depth, on some of these things I was explaining, you could visit my website, upscaleknowledge.org, and get yourself a one-on-one lesson, half an hour, whatever the case may be, or something longer. Check out my lecture magazines as well. And whatever other services I have up there. I have a blog. I have a bunch of deep knowledge that the public haven't seen. So you can always check that out. Go to my plans and pricing. Different blog courses with different, knowledge up there, like I said, that nobody's seen before. Unless, they purchase the blog course. I'm trying to make sure I got everything. Yeah, I suppose that's it. Hopefully y'all grasp. If any of y'all have questions before I depart, ask now.
Desde que yo venía de allá abajo.
gotta go closer. Go closer. Yeah, you go closer. That's the jail pose.
They yelled me.
All right, y'all enjoy y'all Friday. Salam.